The thing that you love, the thing that you're good at, should be also the thing that you get paid for. And if we can design our lives around that idea, we'll be happier, healthier, and wealthier than we've ever been. How to find and do work that you love. We can all do work, we all can make money, but we want to do something that's purposeful, that we follow our heart and our pursuit. So the prompt for this was really, you've just graduated school and now you have to make these big decisions on what you're going to do with your life. Are you going to do something that you love, something that you're good at, something that pays really well, or something that the world needs? And which route are you going to go? And I think the way that the world has told you is you must think of these things as isolated things, that if you do something that you love, you're an artist, you're a poet, you're a writer, you're a musician, something like that. But that means you're going to starve, and it's going to be very selfish because the world really doesn't need you to do this thing. Okay, so some level of self-awareness helps right now. So when I grew up, I loved to draw. So I thought what I really want to do is to draw comics, things that I'm good at. I think I like business. I think I've known that for a really long time. So then this is usually the voice of your mom or your dad or somebody who's taking care of you, your guardian. They usually want to protect you from harm, so they advise you to do things that pay well. For me, my parents wanted me to become, this is pretty typical of immigrant families, a doctor or a lawyer. Now, did any one of your influences, or did you ever consider, what does the world need from you? Nobody thinks about this, right?
Yeah.
And this is usually the missing component. Now, very few of us ever even think about this. And where's this all going? Let me introduce you to this concept if you're not aware of this already. The concept is a Japanese concept. It's called Ikigai. Thing that you live for, a reason for being. A reason for being. And it's broken down into 4 circles like this. It's kind of a 4-circle Venn diagram. And it talks about, what do you love? What does the world need? What do you get paid money for? And what are you good at? The reason for being, a thing that you live for. This sounds pretty good. This almost feels like a millennial concept, because it just like in our generation, it was just about going to work, and that's what you did. You did your 9 to 5. And then you live for the weekends. You become a weekend warrior, right? So the weekends were your escape from work. And it seems like we're in a different era now, where the thing that you love, the thing that you're good at, should be also the thing that you get paid for. And if we can design our lives around that idea, we'll be happier, healthier, and wealthier than we've ever been. So what happens if you love something? If you really, truly love something, and the world needs this. Remember the world? It's like this. The world needs it, and you love it, but you don't make any money, you're not actually very good at it. This is considered a mission. And a lot of people do this. Missionaries do this. People that are very religious go out into the world, and people who support disadvantaged people, they go out because their purpose is filled, but they don't make any money doing that. Now, if you're good at something and you love it, but you don't get paid for it, that would be considered your passion. So I think Ricky is really good at baseball. He does love it, but he didn't get to that upper echelon for whatever reason. And only a small percentage of people actually make it there. Like, what is it, 0.01%? A very small percentage of people make it into professional sports. We get that. And if you're good at it and you're paid for it, that's called your profession. I think you guys may be kind of figuring out where I'm going with this. If you're good at it and you get paid for it, but there's no love, it's just what you do. It's what we call a job, a job. You show up, you do the work, you get paid, and you can't wait for work to be over. When we had Seth Godin on our show, he talked about this, I think. He talked about the difference between work and art. Work, when you go to work, you feel like, when is it over? And when it's art, it's like, how long can I do this for? So what we're trying to do is combine those things. And then the last one is the world needs it and you're paid for it, but you may not be good at it. So we're going to call this a vocation. And there's a difference between the word vocation and profession. Profession usually requires training and education. It's professional, while vocation is probably like somebody who doesn't go to school, but they have innate skill. They still have to get training, but it's a very different kind of training. So that's the difference between vocation and profession. So Ikigai is to say that we must find something here. This will be our reason for being. And this is really important. You must love it. You got to get paid for it. So all these things are in balance. And it's such a Japanese concept. They come together. Now you may have seen a diagram like this before, a Venn diagram where they have 3 bubbles. Usually what you love, what you're good at, and what you're paid for. They leave out this part, what the world needs. And I just want to say something here. For 23 plus years, I ran this company. I love design. I love business. I'm pretty good at these things and motion graphics and making video. And we got paid handsomely for making commercials, less so music videos, but we were part of this circle. And I don't know why, but I felt like there was a hole missing inside of me that I couldn't fill. And I wanted to get out of this, even though I loved it and I was paid for it and I was good at it. There was something else. And it wasn't until I started to teach and my wife had noticed something. She had said to me, it's really great that you're able to impact the lives of a few students, 8, 10 students every semester, and you spend time and you give so much of yourself, and I can see their eyes light up when you share something. But is there more? Is there more? Can you do more with your time? Is this a good exchange of your time? It sent me down a 3 to 6 month rabbit hole of searching and trying to figure it out. And then I figured it out. It's doing what I'm doing with you right now. I get to teach you the things that I know, what I'm good at, the things that I care about, that I love, and I'm going to make money off this, but I get to help the world. The world needs this. So for me, my Ikigai is exactly this. It's the future, teaching 1 billion people on planet Earth how to make money doing what they love. Think back to when you're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. What did you love to do? And make a list. So I love making lists. What I would suggest that you do is this. Make 4 columns and just try to fill up each one, irregardless of anything, any kind of reality. Don't ground it in that. And just write as many things as you can. Generally speaking, what you're good at requires skill, requires training, and requires practice. But if you put enough time and effort into it, you get good at these things. Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're not. It just depends on the opportunities you were given in life. Next up is make a list of where opportunity exists in the world today. What is trending? What is shifting in the culture of today? What's happening right now? And last but not least, think about what the world needs right now. Forget about your skill set, what you love. Just sit down and think, what do we need? What does the world want right now? What are big problems that really could use some help? And make a list. And then step back and look at those 4 columns and try to build a bridge between as many of the words you wrote up as possible. So I found my Ikigai, and I hope you're able to find this for yourself. Because today, every single morning, I get up when the sun comes up. I go to sleep like after usually around 12 or 1 o'clock at night. And I'm not tired because I'm fueled with this purpose, the mission, the passion, and I get paid for it. When you don't get paid for something, after a while, it could feel like you're going to get into burnout. So you have to make progress there as well. So finding that balance. And we're living in the best time ever in the history of man, in that we have great technology. We're connected. For the most part, anybody out there that's listening to this already has all the tools and technology that they need to be able to achieve their own level of success. That's it for me. Since you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next